Hey guys, welcome to night 3 of your Ocean Commotion crafting session, and tonight we're going to be doing a clothespin cross. And I'm so excited about this clothespin cross because to me, when I need to be reminded that I should trust God in everything, I have to look at a cross, and it reminds me that Jesus gave his life for me, and that no matter what I am going through, I will not ever suffer as much as he suffered for me. And that, you know, in everything, God has a plan, and God's plan is perfect, and it's in his perfect timing. And so no matter what you might be nervous or scared of, or what's going on, if you have somebody that's at home that's sick and you're just really stressed out about it, you can always look to this cross and remember that you can trust God in anything. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Now when you open up your packet, you're gonna see you have just wood pieces. And these are actually two sides of a clothespin. We took the spring out to make it a little easier for you. So the first task I need you to do is to go ahead and get your glue. Now this is Elmer's Glue All. This is a kind of glue that Elmer's designs for crafting. And we're gonna glue each of these clothespins together. Now to make the night go a little faster, I've already went ahead and glued my 15. You should have 15 clothespins once you glue them all together. So that means you should have 30 pieces of wood. If something happens and you don't have as many clothespins as you need, please drop me a message or text me. Let us know. I have plenty of clothespins at home still that I could run them out to you. So what I want you to do from here is I want you to put them in groups of 3, okay? Because that's what we're going to be working with. So go ahead and move those in groups of 3. And if you notice, I have these on wax paper because when they glued together, some of the glue does kind of seep out sometimes so that it protects my table and it keeps it all nice. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take 3 sections of 3. So I'm gonna put these 2 sections to the side here. So this first one I'm gonna pull to the middle, and we are going to start with this. Now I want you to flip it upside down so that this part, which is like the smaller gapped in, is facing you. Now if you notice, these clothespins have little notches on them. All right, and we're gonna be gluing these in such a pattern that this middle one is gonna hit right at the notch on each side of that. And we're gonna do this 3 times. So I'm gonna put glue right here. Oops, I got a little sloppy with the glue. And no worries if the glue bleeds out, it dries clear. It's one of the great things about this glue. And it is not just school glue. It is not the same as Elmer's school glue. So if you have to re-glue it, you can use this, or if your parents or adult in your house has a glue gun, if something drastically bad happens, a glue gun is always the way to go, but never use those as kids. So we're gonna go ahead and do 2 more just like that. Put the middle one at the notch of the outside 2, and we're gonna glue those down. So the difference in this glue and regular Elmer's school glue is the water consistency. I don't know if I said that or not, but this will not dissolve in water as easily as the Elmer school glue does. Therefore, it doesn't break its hold as easy. So we're gonna do the same thing one more time on this one down here, gluing that middle one to hit those notches on the sides. And we're gonna let them up there to dry. Now, on these bottom ones, we're gonna do it opposite of what we just did. I'm gonna have it to where the smaller end is facing away from me, okay? And we're gonna glue these a lot farther down. It's actually gonna be kind of like the opposite. You're gonna put the bigger end at the notches in the middle instead of having the shorter end, or at the shorter end of the notches. We're gonna have the bigger ends on the outside at the notches. So there's not as much glue down here. So just a little bit there on the end to glue right there above that notch. And then we're gonna do the same thing over here. A little bit at the end to glue on the notch. Now, as you're doing this gluing, it can get frustrating it's going to take a while for the glue. As you see, I just moved that and I left glue residue, which is another reason why I have my paper down. But I don't want you to get frustrated if they start coming apart. So please make sure that you're pausing my video and you're giving the glue time to dry, okay? Because right now, that is as far as we can go. So you see that we have 3 that have a little short opening here now, and we have 2 that have a pretty big opening. Okay, I'm gonna let those sit and dry, and then I'll pop right back on here in a little bit after they're dry, and we'll glue the whole cross together. Okay, I think my things are a little bit dry now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these top 2 and I'm gonna spin them around. Okay. Now I'm gonna make it where it's facing, let me just spin the whole paper. That way it's facing you. Okay. All right, so we're gonna pull these in. This is gonna sit just like this. And then this one will actually go inside of this one. Okay, see how that slides in there? We're gonna glue that here in just a second. And it's going to form your clothespin cross. Isn't that cool, guys? All right, now this one is one where I want you to glue and leave it in place, okay? So these are the ones that are actually a little bit tough to get the glue to hold. If that happens, you can use super glue, you can use more glue all, or if the worst case scenario and you have somebody that has hot glue, a couple beads of hot glue will keep it secured for sure. But the glue all should do just fine. So on this first one, what we're gonna do is I want you to go to these ends here and we're going to really put the glue on. Now, remember what I said, this glue dries clear. So it's okay that it's going to bleed out. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and push those down. All right, we're gonna do the same thing with this piece, except this time we're gluing on top of these 2. Okay. All right, so it happened. My glue was not perfect. It wasn't perfectly straight. But there we go. Okay, so if you're not perfectly straight, you can manipulate it a little bit. But you may have to have an adult helping you with them. Okay. Then, what I want you to do on this one is not only are you gonna glue here, but you're also gonna put a little bit of glue here on the inside. See all that glue in there? And then you're gonna just run that up the side. Okay, now like I said, I want you to leave this in place. Now, if something horrible happens and you can't get them to line up or something, when we're back in church, if you need to, I can bring a hot glue gun one Sunday to church and make sure that we get them glued for you. Or you can always put it and glue them on a piece of paper, just like we've done with this. You can put glue behind them and glue it on a piece of paper. But hopefully we have enough glue between those little those seals there that it will hold. So that, guys, is your gorgeous, I love this, clothespin cross. And once it is done and dried, you can take this magnet and you can either put it on the back right here or the back here and hang it on your fridge, or you can just hang it with some string from one of the little holes there. So I hope you guys enjoyed your clothespin craft, and like I said, if you can't get it to hold for some reason, please let me know. We will try our best to help you out with that, but they should hold as long as you just leave it alone and really let it dry. So with that, guys, I hope you look at this and remember to trust God, and I hope you guys have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.